Hey guys, Ken here from KCTCG. I'm on with Nick. Nick.
Hey everyone. I hope you're all doing well.
And today we're actually going to be going over this week's video for local plays. And if this is something y'all like and it gives good feedback, we'll keep on doing this. And hopefully it gives you guys a good understanding of how the games go. So Nick, you see the game right now for game one?
Yeah.
Alright,
Looks like it's Zorga versus Gravidia?
correct. It's Gravidia World.
Okay.
So I'm playing this without sound because it's gonna override with the video. So I started the video a little bit too late. Unfortunately, I checked after, but I did go first. Went second here, as shown by the marker. And this is I drew two and a digital condensate. This is me with the opening of being able to rush, double headhunter with the Rancor chain. What do you think about Zorga lately, Nick?
I, my personal take on Zorga overall is that it's a very fun deck to play, and if you're someone who likes decks that have a lot of options and have a solution for many different situations, then Zorga is definitely a deck to give a shot to try. Because there's just a lot of things they do with their orders.
What do you personally think about Gravidia World?
Uh, Gravidia World, to me, feels just like a fun deck where they try to take something that's not very consistent or competitive and try to make it more consistent and competitive. But unfortunately, it there's still a lot of missing pieces that it needs that they probably won't ever get to be at that level.
So here, you notice I drops double Shergo. Do you agree with this? Because I personally don't.
Uh, Suga is the one that
It's
does.
the Pot of Avarice,
Ah,
for meteors only.
no. Just because a part of it is resources. Um, Zorga generates resources like no tomorrow, so he's gonna be hard pressed to get those back. On top of that, he's gonna be a lot of counterblasts.
I mean, I don't use that much counterblast early though. That's the issue.
That is true, but because you have those counterblasts, it does give you options as far as what you can play.
So here I'm double head shadow cloaking
Mm-hmm.
and looking at my orders, looking at what I can play. There are some things I want to do, some things I just wish I didn't need to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could just take the game slow. Unfortunately, just like you said, he's giving me a lot of counterblast, but at the same time, I don't want this much counterblast this
Right.
early, especially when he's first.
Yeah.
Which it also just means he can just blow my asshole wide open with the video. So here I opt for GDR with Nightmare, because I personally feel that he's not going to be able to completely body me.
Mm-hmm.
The GDR in the end does help me, and as much as I say GDR is a bad order, it has its times it's useful.
Yes.
Um, so out of this, he does with the rush have three cards in hand. I still have a hand, even though I can play cards. I've been playing
Mm-hmm.
cards. I mean, part of it is thankfully I hit a draw. But unfortunately, because of my hand, I cannot play an order. I hit a heal here, which does alleviate some damage,
Yeah.
but Gravidia with crit 5 meteor doesn't really matter. It still kind of just blows me up.
Yeah.
So him hitting a heal here, puts a stopper on my situation. But I attacked, and then I did put a trigger on it, but he decided to intercept, and then in the end realized didn't have enough shield, so he plussed out of it. He got a draw. What can I say? He's a better player.
Yep.
So right here is where things start going a little bit sideways because of what Gravidia can do.
Right.
Um, when he drops double meteor though, the double double, like I look at that and I start panicking. I'm like, yep, this is a 5 drop on my face. So I am literally looking at this like, huh, how do I do this? He does do a final cut or a final shuffle from all the shuffling,
Mhm.
and here is here's where I kind of tightened that good old butthole here, because I'm looking at 5 meteors in the face.
Yes.
Now, no barber code does make this a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Um, it's still big damage coming in. I just don't like it, but it has to be done.
Yes, it does. So at this point, you somewhat pray to RNGesus.
It's hard PG here. Like I can't take a
RPG
hit.
and hope he still doesn't hit anything because
Yeah,
otherwise
but
you want a second PG.
yeah, but here's the double crit, and he does split it thankfully, which means that I can take one hit, and if I can, guard the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one doesn't have a Gravidia, or it is a Gravidia, so I'm safe. Now looking at the numbers, this is a 35. The other one's a lot bigger,
Yeah.
or not 35. 25.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Right. Yeah.
So I take the two there, and I'm like, all right, we're Gucci. So here's where I just play out, and my first turn of orders, I just try to see what I can and can't do.
Yes.
Now I'm trying to look at cards, figure out the optimal play. Unfortunately, I believe I don't have a dragon. Yeah, one dragon's in the damage zone.
Right.
So I Zorga a card out, and I'm just trying to move my guys forward. And here I'm trying to still find a play that I can do, honestly. It's not a good situation. Like, I wish I didn't do GGR now. I kind of wish I did the order that gives me shield and lets me draw. But I'm just forced to play the order with drive check.
Mm-hmm.
It is a free cost, but it still does shit. It lets me triple drive as well as add orders back for the next turn
Yes.
if I have a next turn. But
Yeah.
um, so triple drive is enabled. These are 13k headhunters, and thankfully because headhunter is technically a free card, it just does work.
Yes.
So 13k here with double PG in his hand. It's kind of hard to play this game out. But he does decide to PG here, which actually gives me a better out, so to speak. Hitting the crit forces him to PG, which I
Yeah.
like. Because I correct me if I'm wrong, but that grade 2 only guards for 23 at most.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's 23.
yeah, so here Persona Ride, he chooses to
Mm.
not do the double. And actually, I think this is where the man throws the game. Tell me if you see uh what happened or what he does to throw the game. Tell me if you see it.
Okay, so he plays a double meteor and a normal meteor.
Correct. And this is me once again verifying Persona Ride, and he does do the recut.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's where yeah, I'll let you see. And just check game state. Like hand, I just show my hand.
Right.
I believe that's a crit in his hand with something else. Yeah, that's a crit. Double crit, I believe, then.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Police Girl crit and Deca Core. And yes, to the audience, yes, he did not bind the meteors last turn. He reminded me uh, when he was doing Shergo here, and that's where he was binding. And clearly, he didn't know his own cards because he tried to bind the Grade 1 meteor as well. So, Nick, do you see it?
Bit blurry, so I'm trying to see everything still.
I mean, so
Uh,
in my opinion, he lost the game by using Shergo because he's only using one crit,
mhm.
and at this point in time, he's literally going off by uh he had a thin deck,
uh,
and he just filled it back up with
with
non-trick,
meteors.
but
Is
yeah,
it
one
any number of meteors or it's all or nothing?
any number. So he told me a number that sounded like a two to pass, but he totally forgot to tell me or forgot to count in Persona right.
Yeah.
So I actually guarded for a one to pass and I would have just died there. But I think I clarify here soon. We're just doing this without sound because yeah, I'm trying to do math real fast. 25 on one. They're both 25s, I believe. No,
Yes.
no.
Oh, 23.
Shergo's bigger.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
Shergo
it
is 35, I believe.
yeah,
That's Persona, right?
yeah.
And honestly, I'm actually thinking if I want to take the extra hit. Hey man, I don't want to be at high damage with your video. Yeah, I'm explaining it here now because of I'm rechecking damage. I'm rechecking guard. So yes, when you're playing Vanguard, you want to be very careful on how you guard, and you also
Mhm.
want to always double check, triple check your play lines. This will save you the game sometimes, as well as uh, kind of open up new lines of play that you might not have seen the first two or three times that you looked at your hand.
Yeah. And
Um,
sometimes it avoids like awkward situations where you wish you played a card in a different spot or in a different order.
Correct. Like right now, I'm not really removing my cards or moving them around as much, but there is a lot of thought in how I want to play a lot of times.
Hmm.
So with here, I'm just trying to play cards out, and yes, it is an awkward ass heal trigger that I'm playing, but at this point in time, honestly, it's because I need the 10k.
Hmm.
Like, yes, I could have probably just Zorged a card out, but at the same time, I want to just have a booster and I just want to just end the game here. So, this is Regurgitate with GDR. Regurgitate came first.
Hmm.
Realistically speaking, I did not need to play the heal trigger now that I'm re-looking at this. And I think I also think it when I'm playing too. I'm like, why'd I do it? Regurgitate gives you units where I can give 10k. I literally just lost 15k shield for no reason. But thankfully, because I know his drive check, I know he doesn't have much shield. I don't believe a Persona Road. So this
No.
is 26, 26 plus uh 10, 36, 26, 36. Yeah, 36. So I do hit a heal. Another dragon comes out, and this is
And
the
will be
OT.
triggered.
So hey, man. But thing is, OT doesn't mean you win the game though. It means that I hit a crit. But
Yes.
I
And a
can
draw.
see, yeah,
And a friend.
right here, he hits a heal.
Yeah.
So it matters here. Like that heal actually matters. So thankfully, like dog is 23, OT makes it 33 plus heal trigger 43.
Hmm.
So this is 43k to his 23, which you still can't guard, which is game.
Yeah.
And moving on to game two. Uh, so oh shit, let me get rid of the volume. So game two here. This is um once again it's gonna be Zorga. Stick with the same deck. Now this man here with Kai sleeves and blackouts just tells me like, oh, you're Dragon Empire, right? You have to be Dragon Empire. No way you're not Dragon Empire. And uh, unfortunately, I go first. And he flips over Clarissa,
Mm.
and I'm just like, ugh, I hate this matchup so much.
I mean, on the flip side, I guess Dragonoids for the sleeves.
I mean, yeah, but the reason I hate Clarissa is because Clarissa is a deck that honestly, it's so annoying to go against because it just gets free pluses. Your
Yeah,
opponent plays a board, blow them up. Your opponent doesn't play a board, okay, just keep pressuring them.
right.
Now he hits the grade one search, so that's cool. This is me being a retard forgetting that some cards are actually earnest correct, some cards aren't. Um, so my hand is all right. Honestly speaking, it's yeah. I'm just once again double checking, triple checking.
Right.
Um, Adding Nightmare back and having Double Dog here with Nightmare makes my hand amazing because I am
Yeah.
actually able to do a lot of plays. And I'm honestly checking because last game some cards were stacked together, and it's not that like I'm also trying to see what lines of play I have. So Nightmare turn two is really good for Zorga because you're able to set up orders, and if you ditch an order
Right.
next turn, well, guess what? Guess you just are able to get so much free plus.
Yeah.
So now it's his turn to think. Yeah, hitting that defensive front was like, yikes, dude. I hit a crit, delicious. And he hits another defensive trigger, which turns off my turn.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you still got the 3 damage minimum.
Correct. It's just annoying that, I want to punch more. I don't want to. Like, Zorga is, in my opinion, it's a tempo deck. It's not a. It can be classified as Rush. I mean, you see me play Rush right now,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to tempo out the game. So he hits my face again, which is my favorite thing to hear. I like honestly, I think hitting face is the best thing Zorga can hear.
Yeah.
So
Especially with no open counterblasts.
here I ditched an order to play and to ride, and I used the order plus GDR.
Hmm.
So now I'm triple drive and plus tens. I will use one of the dogs because I gave GDR to the back,
Yes.
and this just gives me an additional order to mill out. Now, keep in mind, guys, ladies and gents, watching this video, be very careful, and you'll see why in this game. Be very careful when you do headhunters like these without seeing bells to recur nightmare, because if you overmill, well, guess what? You just run out of orders. And here he hits a defensive OT, which stops my turn, and it was a triple turn, so I'm like, yikes. Well, there goes that.
Yep.
So now he keeps a ginormous hand, and he's able to combo off now. So I'm just gonna eat so much damage here. So Nick, what would you do in this situation if you were Zorga?
Well, first thing I do is cry and pray that they don't have all their pieces.
I mean, it's kind of hard. Grade one, he hit the grade one, and grade two, he hit the searcher.
Yeah.
So he's literally just if he doesn't have any other piece, then sure, but chances are he's going to have it.
Uh,
I think
yeah,
I
but that's
chastised him.
really that would be like the my number one thing is just like, okay, there's that, and then it if he's playing smart, it's just basically try to be guard smart, guard what you can, let the board die, because I mean it's Sorga, you'll get most if not all of it back one way or another.
Yep, and there's the pieces.
Yep.
Matter of fact, he had extra pieces. So of course he plays the order here, and this is where I just cry in a corner. Now, this is very tricky for me as a Zorga player. It's to hit or not to hit. So normally when an OT is shown and my opponent has a giant hand, I try to take the deck to grind
Hmm.
and take the grind to deck out. However, I didn't see Bell this game, so it was kind of hard for me to do this. So my choice of action was actually to not let him blow me the fuck up turn one. Here I get a dragon which actually will come in handy. It's actually great that I see dragons early,
Yeah.
and I'm actually gonna guard his entire turn. Now, yes, if he hits two triggers here, I believe this does hit me, but we're hoping for the best here.
Right.
So he doesn't, which is great. I lost 4 or 5 cards in hand to do this, but he doesn't get like 3 out of it. And
Right.
his columns are a lot weaker this turn, which thank God.
Clarissa swing front row or swing board?
3 units. You choose the
Ah.
3.
Okay.
So he decided to attack my front row. And here he tries to deny me damage, which is fine. I mean, it's something that people like to do, but he still hits me anyways. And oh, right, I intercepted. That's why both died.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait.
Sometimes I'm retarded. Sometimes I'm retarded. Once
Where did
again, I'm not
that
playing with
come from?
sound. Once again, I'm not playing with sound. So here I realized that, that's 5 orders out. I have a GDR, but I have nothing else to play. Yikes. So, if, I can, I would like to, but if I don't have it. So, I just decided to do a vanilla turn here. I believe I Persona Road, right?
I didn't catch it.
I think I did. Or else why is he guarding?
Yeah.
Or
Let's
why
hope.
is he letting it die? Because I'm pretty sure that thing's a 10k. Yeah, I did. There's a
There we
Zorg
go.
underneath.
Okay.
Yeah. So here I'm attacking for 23. It's a simple 43 shield 2 to pass, and I see my second dragon and my bell, which is great here, but I'm
Turn too
about to,
late.
yeah. Now, on the bright side of me not playing a board, he actually has to contemplate whether or not playing the order is worth it.
Right.
Because if he plays the order, he only draws 2 cards on the hit versus drawing 3, and you only have 4 orders, so you kind of don't want to. Now this one I let it hit because it's the best choice.
Yes.
He gets a PG, I lose a PG. And this is now a 13, which is annoying. Thankfully, I do have a bell in hand, and I do have, believe I have a shark. So drawing that order does make my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Now, my mistake once again is not realizing that, hey, Ken, you don't have a unit that says come back. You don't have orders that say come back as well. So if I was a smart person, I should have regurgitated as well as, drop the bell, but, you know, who am I for thinking I'm a smart player? So here I'm trying for cards in hand.
Right.
This is Pot of Greed plus the Nightmare. I'm just counting
Mhm.
3 orders bound, plus the one minus cost from Headhunter, which is 4, and
Right.
then I just need to pay regurgitates 1 counterblast and 1 soul blast. Retiring a grade 1, I decide to kill the Vanguard's booster, which I believe does save me in the end. Um, I'm calling two grade ones. One's a PG and one is a Rancor chain. Now, I normally don't like calling PGs, but if I have to, I have to. Let's be real. And at least it still hits a number.
Hmm.
This is 15 plus 6, so 21, 31. It doesn't hit the 33 number, but if it was boosting a 10k, it hits, or a 13, it hits. Um, Once again, hitting a defensive trigger, this man is a god.
Hey, the OT's out at least.
I mean, yeah, that's honestly saving grace. And, now that I see his hand from this camera's point of view, I'm like, dude, this man has the world. I don't know how I won this. Look at that hand, dude. It's fucking huge.
It is, and I think I saw two PGs in there at least.
It is. And the order that says if you took damage this turn, it's a fat shield.
Jeez.
So he decides to do that, which is a very intriguing play. I think he's trying to conserve. He does drop the order here, which is a big shield.
Hmm.
Like you said, he does have two PGs in hand, which it's very confusing, honestly, still contemplating this. Now, my hand, it's not that huge. I believe I counted 7 cards from the fan. Yeah, seven. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And once again, he's able to do that, but this time he doesn't Persona Ride. So his turn is a lot smaller, thankfully.
Right.
Like him shuffling and just showing the camera, that's a lot of triggers. And this is me checking Persona Ride. So I'm aware my opponent has a lot of triggers. I'm also aware that, this is me trying to count triggers because uh, unfortunately I can't count. I can't see the camera's point of view, so I didn't know how many triggers he has in deck. I can only assume he drew like 20 of them. So he does show me, I believe, 6 triggers out, which I'm hoping he drew 5 at least.
Hmm.
So that means 5 triggers in the deck, and it's kind of a thin deck. So I'm here thinking, can I take this to deck out? Can I do this? And if I do, what can I take? What can't I take?
Hmm.
And now I'm actually counting crits because I'm actually kind of scared. I am aware he runs fronts, not draws, which doesn't help my plan. I really wish he ran draws, but let's be real, Clarissa doesn't need draws. So here I count, I believe it's a 16 card deck left or something. I don't know. I can't count that fast when I'm watching the video. So here I'm just trying to, check game state, whatnot. And he has the same exact board as turn one.
Yeah.
Gee golly, this deck. So it's now his turn to think what he wants to do. Um, so he's literally, yes, that was my mom, ladies and gents. So he's literally now looking at what he wants to do. He doesn't play the order, I believe, or he does.
Yeah, he didn't play the order.
Yeah, he didn't. So he does a one attack. He attacks. I honestly had to risk it, and it paid off. He didn't hit a crit. So now I uh, need to check things out. I have one counterblast to work with, and unfortunately, the one card I did want to damage, I damaged.
Mm,
Malice would have been perfect here.
yeah.
But hey, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Right.
So here I'm trying to figure out my life. And I just give him the guards. So on this turn, it's kind of awkward because I'm like, he still has a fat hand.
Yeah.
So I try to Shadow Cloak, and guess what, ladies and gents? I can't! I show him the order, and I have a copy in the drop zone, which means all 9 other orders are out, and I am orderless.
At least there's no cost.
I mean, you're not wrong. He's Zorga here, and I'm trying to, or pausing the video here. So I'm just trying to, try to not die, and he's checking my drop. I'm checking his. Like, he still has 2 PGs, which makes you wonder why he's afraid. I do Bell here for, I believe, 4 cards. So Bell is up 20k. Bell is a 27, I believe.
Yes.
27 boosted by 6, that is a 33.
Yep. Numbers.
So he does PG my Persona right turn. I believe I don't order here, so it's kind of awkward. I do hit a heal here, but unfortunately I couldn't counterblast the order I wanted to counterblast.
Yeah.
So I believe this is the 33. And honestly, I just wanted to drive check the last order in my deck. So he like right here where I'm hitting past the front trigger,
Right.
which is annoying for people, and he has to guard for more now. He does use the ability of the card to send it back. This is actually the first time I've seen this card being used. I've never seen it being used. It's a card that when guarded, it can just bounce and earn its corrects.
Right.
I believe this is 28, so it's once again a 2 card guard, which I love hearing these numbers against Set 1 Lyrical. Imagine having a 20k trigger can't be lyrical. So, do you see a way out of here, Nick?
For Clarissa?
Or Zorga? Right now, Clarissa still has the lead.
Yeah. You're at 4 damage. Is it time to gamble again? Are we going to Vegas?
Dude. He even has the order.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I am legitimately going, well, that thing's gonna restand. So, thankfully, no Persona right, so he's just counting numbers here. He's choosing the targets. He just shows PG, my Vanguard, and my dog. So, this is 13, that's an 8, that's 21, plus 10k, so 31. I'm just like, bro, I might just die here. Sometimes I wish I could just intercept. So I'm honestly here sitting like, damn, I think I just lose here. Like I either I hit my 6 damage heal, or I just straight die. Now there are sometimes like a player's thoughts. Their like what they know is in their deck, what's in their hand, what their opponent's doing, what their opponent does or does not have just based on memory. Um, it does influence your guard patterns. So right here, I do decide to use the blitz order here. It guards for a gazillion because I have all my orders in drop zone. I decide to guard the Vanguard hit, but take the rears, and he hits heal. Like, oh my god, this man here is hitting the triggers. So he does, give that power, and he restands it. So I'm like, yipers, gee golly, Batman, I'm about to die here. I believe that thing's restanding for 25-35. Does he gain
Yeah.
power on restand?
I don't quite remember.
So I'm just like, I think I die here. I'm looking at cards in my hand like, I think I do die. Because I don't think I have enough guard, and I'm just like, I think I even admit it too. I'm like, I die here because I'm about to hit a trigger. And then all of a sudden, I remember to do math, and I'm able to guard it. Like, how you know I'm getting nervous? My cards are flipping around like way too much.
Yeah.
So that is a 25, and I'm like, I do have guard, and I have a card in hand. So ride the Zorga, and guess what? I don't draw an order. So I'm literally just like, I guess I'll just call an attacker out. Let's go. Bell's gonna be swinging for that 617. I don't know. By the way, I don't know why I didn't move that 900
I'm
up.
like, wait.
I am literally so fucking tired. So he legit two to pass me and said, "If you get it, you get it." And I'm like, dude, I think you just threw the game because he's 4 heals out. Yeah, that's awkward. But yeah, so that happened, and this is now round three. Round three, ladies and gents. Um, it's Flagberg versus Zorga, and once again, it's a matchup that is against me. And when he's going first, yikes! Cause wait, Mike, I can hear myself. Nick,
Hmm?
I can hear myself. Okay, that was weird. So, what's your opinion on this matchup?
Uh, Part of so Flagberg doesn't
Wait,
have
hold on,
a
you're really
lot
loud.
going for them early. A lot of their sort of plays center around grade two into start grade two, sorry, and then kind of progressively build up to a certain point once they hit three. Um, Zorga has a luxury of kind of throwing resources and going like, "Hey, I can put these on the field and swing at you. What are you going to do? Kill them?"
Yeah, true, true. But here's another thing though. Flagberg's able to consistently swing 5 times.
Yes,
It's literally the weaker Magnolia deck,
yes,
but it's still a multi-attack deck versus a three-attack deck.
yeah, that is true.
So I look at my hand, I see a beautiful, beautiful rush hand. And guess what? I'm getting rushed too. I'm like, trigger stops you, right? Never mind.
It does only if you flip it.
And I hit a
But
defensive OT. Like, I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about that. So I do ride here, and I do my play. I double dog. Surprisingly, draw that a lot. Maybe one day I'll do a tutorial on actually how you shuffle. Um,
yeah,
I've shown you
and
Nick, right?
topping off, you don't even run 4 copies.
Yeah, I do run 4 copies of the Headhunter though. Like here, I'm checking like what what is an actual play. What kind of plays can I actually do? So I believe I only sent one order. Yeah, I did. I sent two. I can't really tell because the graveyard's off screen, which I still need to get better on how to position the camera. Um, all I know is I didn't play an order this turn. Oh, OT's gone. He's not afraid. Thankfully, I do draw an order here, which does give me it gives me a slight leeway on how to play the next turn. Now, on this turn is where I'm afraid because riding Flagberg is very strong when you have your
Yeah.
pieces. So, on the bright side, Flagberg only has like 5 cards in hand. I have like 8, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, when he ditches his restanders, that's the curious part for me. Cause I'll be honest here, like that grade 2, that Flower Maiden in his hand,
Hmm.
I think that is the most useless card in Stoicheia.
Yeah,
Like, oh no, it on plays Soul Charge 2, but you have to have no soul to begin with. Like, I don't know why people think that card's good. So here, Flagberg's doing Flagberg things. I'm just trying to not die here. Yeah, I'm just intercepting my life away now. And I think I do a pretty good job here. Like, I'm trying to minimize how much damage I take.
right.
Like 21, 18, these are all like small little numbers. Here's a 13, which makes me lose my rear guards, and I just take the one from Vanguard. Just don't double crit me.
Damn.
Yeah, and he
Damn.
hits double trigger, and I'm just like, at least it was only one damage.
So he went from 5 cards to like it feels like 13 cards now.
Bruh, honestly, I don't know. And I'm like, on the bright side, I can ride to 3. So I'm just like, okay, so at least I'm triple driving now, right?
Don't make the same mistake as last game.
Yeah, my mistake for this game was I forgot to do Headhunter first. But yes, he was a gentleman and let me Headhunter. So, Headhunter makes it free, adding back Pot of Greed, adding back Soul Condensate. And I get a triple drive now, and I believe I have double dragon and drop zone. Yeah, I do. Okay, so big boys come out to play. 15k crits, and yeah, this is a generic turn for me now.
Yep. Nothing fancy going on here.
I mean, there isn't honestly. It's 13k, and he just tutor passes me. I'm like, I guess I die here. And wait, oh wow, I just noticed this now. I didn't triple drive. I'm bad.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Wonder what the
Uh,
third card was. We'll
I
find out
mean,
in the damage zone.
wow. So I misplayed by not triple driving. How'd I still win this match? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna live. Damn, the extra card would have mattered. So he does throw out a PG here. I'm like, damn, dude, he's staying at low damage too. Yikes. He even has a persona, right? So I'm like, I'm dead. So here I'm just throwing out, I guess, excuse you. Ladies and gents, if you notice, my opponent has dice, I have dice. Even if your opponent does have dice, it is very wise to bring your own set. Um, Keep track of their numbers, even if they're keeping track of their numbers themselves. It lets you also look at the numbers yourself and see how to guard, how to play. You don't always have to, like, it's not always the best thing to trust your opponent. Um, I think it's a weird thing here that he decided to bring that out, but I do see that he has another dragon in hand,
Hmm.
so I guess it works. I'm just not a fan of that kind of line.
Uh, Remind me, the way 2 counterblast too, right?
The grade 2 is a counterblast 1 to restand, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And thankfully for him, he's keeping low damage, so I get to heal too.
That heal that was supposed to be in your hand.
Hey, I would have triggered it. I would have been low. I would have had a card in hand.
Yeah.
I go it. Thankfully, with the trigger here, I do guard. Once again, flame me if you want for misplaying for not getting the extra drive, but I guess hey. And I do decide to PG here because Vanguard's gonna be a thing. So, ladies and gents, I do understand that Flagberg does have the eroded ability with his release to you choose the units to retire, not your opponent. But this entire game, he just kept saying you choose to, you choose to. So in a tournament setting, if my opponent tells me to choose to, I'm choosing to. I'm sorry. If you misplay, that's not on you. So here I regurgitate, um, and I condensate, like, I really want his boys dead. I want his attackers gone. So I'm just thinking, like, is regurgitate actually the play? And instead, I go for the pot of greed. Now, keep in mind, I did use uh, Nightmare, so I have 3 bound, and I'm telling him how much it's costing. So this is 4, there's 2 removed, 5 CB,
Hmm.
so it's now reduced by, I believe it's reduced by 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 removed, 3, that's a third, that's a fourth, and then I'm paying 2, I believe. Yep, perfect. So retires grade 1. I call out my boys, and I'm gonna draw 2 cards here. Now I could have Zorga a card out, but hey, whatever, right?
Yep.
So I hit a heal once again. Thank the Lord.
I swear, I was that. I think that was your third heal.
I honestly don't know, dude. He hit too many triggers for me to just remember.
Wait, did you forget your triple drive again?
Bruh, if only I had another triple drive. So he does take a dragon hit here, which is very curious with that kind of hand. He does. I guess he was fishing for triggers, but I'll be honest. I don't think taking a dragon hit is a wise idea in this matchup. You never want to get pressured to go to 5.
Yeah.
Also,
There's
look
not
at that
gonna be all
hand.
that much damage.
Like literally, look at his hand. I have 7 cards in hand to his 5, 6 to his 6. So, do you think these players are just not playing to their potential, or do you think that the decks are being played just like, for example, just in my hands, Zorg is just a better deck? What do you think, Nick?
I mean, are we ignoring the fact that you didn't triple drive?
Shh, shh, shh.
Uh, so I think it's a large chunk of it is based on how a deck is piloted because as we've heard, a lot of people don't see much value in Zorga and his potential, but as we've also seen, Zorga can do a lot.
Yeah. So here is a push turn, which thankfully, because I've been guarding early, I can take a early hits or later hits, and it matters here.
This
By
is a
the way,
Persona ride, right?
this is not a Persona ride, which is why he used double bug. To me, that thing is so annoying that he double bugged here. This is a 26k attack for no reason. Yeah, I'm literally just throwing cards away. I'm like, no, no, stop, stop. Don't touch me. And once again, he says choose to. I'm like, okay. Legitimately hitting, he hits a heal too.
It's like he knew he was gonna hit it. That's why he took Dragon
Also,
Gate.
this is actually why like I kind of figured that he was running draws, heels, and fronts
Hmm.
because that's why I'm comfortable no guarding him. So here he, for some reason, opted not to use dragon. So I don't know about you, Nick, but I think that was the incorrect move.
Yeah.
Dragon uh, is a resource card. Like,
Yes.
yes, if you're not seeing your card back, then that's something else. But that's on him for not doing this. Here I am searching back Triple Drive, which apparently I don't use, and Pot of Greed. And once again, dragons come out. Wee! I am totally playing the same deck.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think of for why he wouldn't Dragon is threat of deck out, but I can't see his deck.
Yeah, and here I am trying to remember to pay cost, but clearly I don't remember to drive check. So here is Persona Ride Dragon with GDR. I believe it's 48. He does three
With the
card
boost,
guard.
yeah.
Yeah, front trigger, and I hit um and I hit the order, which gives me defensive options. And here it's another 58 this time.
Yeah, 58.
You would have drawn the PG, which would have saved him, but because I'm swinging for 58, well, there goes that, ladies and gents. Yeah, because looking at his hand, I believe I see like 30k, 40k shield. I saw a crit, I saw a draw, and I see like 3 units. 25 plus, yeah, 40k shield exact, and I'm 58 to his 58 on board. 25, 35, 40k. Yep, just he has to die here.
Yep.
And like classic Vanguard, he dies with his grade 3. So this is the final match of the night. I'm trying to move my opponent's board so we can clearly see each other's field finally. And so I normally tell people never, ever, ever keep your hand. Like if your opening hand is godlike amazing, your deck state is gonna be trash. Clearly, I do not listen to my own rules sometimes. Because I literally just kept the hand. And my opponent was like, bro. So, what do you think the guy's playing?
My screen's pixelated, so I actually can't tell at all.
Is
But
it?
if it's the mat, then I'm gonna guess Bruce.
And then you look at his hand. Oh yeah, he's playing Barrow.
Well, at least it's the same nation.
So, what are your thoughts on Barrow with its rising popularity?
To me, I feel like Barrow Magnus is, as a deck has sort of stagnated in comparison to the other decks because the other decks feel like they're getting a lot more support or at least a lot more dedicated support. Barrel Magnus feels like it gets like one card a set. If you're lucky, you'll get a second card.
But what do you think about its popularity in meta though? Because, uh, for example, right, Springfest, almost every team had a Barrow deck.
So the strange thing was I didn't see any of them.
Really?
Yeah, at Springfest I saw zero barrel decks, either against or on the opposing team at all. So I honestly don't know what the popularity is based on.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think the popularity is based on the fact that you can just kind of brain dead the deck. All you need to do is count to 15 and you're good. Just like in League of Legends, Jin mains only count to 4.
Mm. Sucks to not be able to count more than that.
But in my opinion, I think the deck falls flat when your opponent can rush because you're either forced to take damage and
or, yeah,
or guard from hand, which means you don't have cards in hand.
yeah. And there are situations where you kind of don't hit your thresholds, and it just feels super bad.
Yes. So here, like, you'll notice that whenever I open double dog, I tend to always send the order that the dry check order and pot of greed. It
Mm-hmm.
tends to let me play around, but here I didn't double dog. I just ditched an order to ride, which essentially became double dog. Hitting a draw here solidifies the fact that I'm able to just keep hand.
Is that the
Um,
dragon over there?
that is dragon, yes. I called one dragon with crit.
Yeah.
So here he is at 4 damage. He did go first, so he's able to ride to 3 first. He's ditching a lot of PGs.
Mm,
Um, and he's literally left with 3 cards in hand at 6 soul. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that is heavily impossible for someone to hit 15, especially if you ditched a Curtis.
yeah.
So he's at 10 cards.
Which is what the bare minimum, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then he's literally swinging for 10, and he hits a heal here. Now, heal crit. I'm like, yikes, I take 3 damage, sure. That is a draw trigger. That is a Zorga, and it's condensate, and I cry because I damage a Zorga. Now, the this girl here swinging in, like, I'm kind of questioning why he's doing this. Well, he did his play, and I'm like, okay, here's my revised card. Now, I get a ride now. That's the second dragon I'm ditching. So I'm gonna call a Shadow Cloak.
There's
Um,
your second one.
yeah, I forgot why I kept one. I think it's because of the matchup. I was expecting to go to 15. I don't want to lose both dragons immediately.
Right.
So I'm honestly thinking the Malice here because of the matchup. However, I opt for instead, I believe, GDR. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
GDR. And once again, like, yes, I say that the card's bad because if you use it as a crutch, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm not going to have it as an option. Just like you said earlier, Zorg is a deck with options.
Yeah.
It's not a deck that if you're not going to use options, well, good luck. I did have a second dog in hand, so I saw all 3 of my dogs. Yay me.
Yeah. Like that's the beauty of Zorga. Even if it's quote unquote bad, there are times where it's going to be useful, and you're only going to run one copy of it anyway. So it's just kind of like, why not? You got nothing better to run over it.
Yeah. I mean, when Newsworker comes out, GDR yeets out of the picture.
Well, yes, eventually you will find something better.
What do you mean eventually? Festival Collection has a new order.
It is not out yet. We still have a
Stop
month and
crushing
a
my
half.
dreams. So here I pot agreed with triple drive. I because of the matchup, I do respect it. I do need cards in hand early
Mhm.
to not eat shit. And he triple damage. He hit me for 3 damage last turn. So yeah, I need to prepare for this. So right here, I did no, sorry, it wasn't triple drive. It was sorry, it wasn't pot of great. It was triple drive with GDR. So I do go ahead and tell the audience like, wait, let me be smart, let me use a dog, and then I'll use my dragon's abilities.
Mm.
Um, so I at least get a dog back and now I get to, if I want to play the dog, yep, and mill another card. So in just the past 2 turns, 3 turns, 2 turns, I've milled 4 cards in the deck,
Yeah, 4 cards.
and I'm checking orders. I'm trying to check things, everything, and I believe I only have a few orders left. Because out of the 10 I run, I remember seeing like 6 already.
Hmm.
Because that is 2 in bind. There should be 2 in hand, and minus 4 cards. Yeah, that's totally 6.
Pharaoh Magnus is at what, 6 cards in hand?
Or 4 cards.
Yeah, 4 cards, 3 damage. Ooh.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't forget triple drive this time. Guys, we have a bonus round. So for the bonus round, it is V premium. We have uh DI versus OTT, and this is post Clan Call. Nick, I can hear an echo again. I don't know why, but it is post Clan Call. So decks have access to their reverse units and their support, and their non-reverse units if they didn't get a reverse unit yet. Nick, what is your opinion on DI versus OTT?
So, sorry, what was that?
What is your opinion versus for DI versus OTT?
All right. So for talking about DI first, DI has a lot of annoyances to deal with. The fact that Amon can suck away 2 cards from hand, 2 cards from field. Don't really care about the drop zone unless you revive stuff. Um, that's a lot to deal with, and the fact that if you're missing 1 card from any of the 3 zones means that he gets a triple drive. It's just like, so I'm losing resources and you're gaining resources. What the hell? And on top of that, it's free,
Yeah.
borderline free. Right. Now, in this specific matchup, OTT does have the luxury of being one of the decks that generates resources more, whether it's hand, field. We're not going to talk about drop zone because everyone builds drop zones. um, and they do need a bit of soul, so that's one of the good points for this specific matchup. But there's always OTT being OTT. So we'll see if that happens this game.
So right here, hitting the Amaterasu and Murakumo. Those that don't know, Amaterasu when revealed from deck acts as a pseudo critical trigger pre-attack. So my Vanguard here is swinging for 19k to his 8, and we do see that he has Heal Guardians here, but honestly, I think he decided to be cheeky and did the dangerous route of wanna passing me right here. So let's be real, guys. Don't want to pass. It's not worth it, especially when I hit something like this, which is another critical trigger in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So giving myself an extra 10k and another crit. He has to eat 3 here, and he decided to put Power Vanguard, which I just say, sure, attack your rear then. Now, let's be real here. As a player, once again, you should know what your deck can and can't do. This man here decided to G assist because he does have a 2. And we know that he has a heal, which if he just dropped the heal, he would not have taken a 3. But if he didn't take the 3, he would not have gotten his grade 2. Because his grade 2 was his last card. Which, unfortunately, yikes. He's doomed if he did, he's doomed if he didn't. And here, before I'm gonna shuffle again, I was asking him, are you going to go back in your deck? And he says, no. I'm like, are you sure? And he's just talking about like, oh, if you don't know how to play your deck, well, I'm sorry. Here I am teaching him how to play. I'm being a nice guy, telling him, hey, it's counting units. Your Vanguard is a unit. And yeah, so when you have to teach your opponent, yeah. Also, another thing, guys, please respect your opponent's decks. Don't just think that because you don't know what it does, that is not going to pose a threat.
Yeah.
Like, if you're ditching PGs without knowing your opponent does, well, that's on you. Like, you see me ditching PGs, you also see me generate a hand.
Hmm.
So it's a push and it's a give and take situation. Like I know what most decks do, so I'm comfortable ditching PGs. But if you don't know what your opponent's deck does, which watching this game he clearly doesn't, then you should know that expect the unexpected. If your opponent's gonna blow your asshole wide open, then that's on you. So right here, would you give me damage, Nick?
Susano needs damage, right?
Needs one
Yes, he
counter
needs
blast,
damage.
yes.
Yeah.
And there's clearly one right there in my bind zone.
Yeah. Your current two rear guards are both the Grade 3 Fisher, right?
Correct. They are 13k boosters with or attackers if I reveal a card
Yeah.
from deck.
And he's playing from behind because he has a G assist, so that's -2 from hand.
Mhm.
I would say honestly, probably not. I would wait till I hit Amon and try to like uh steal as much resources as I can, so that even when you get your counterblast, it's not as impactful or or threatening.
So here he attacked Vanguard first, which is alright, but when he attacks my rear guard, that's weird to me. Like, I don't know why you would do that. If
Mm,
you're gonna swing for rears, every attack should swing for rear, not just, your Vanguard, unless I
yeah.
had defensive. So Sasano will, on right, top check two, show one to leave on top of deck and reveal it. The other one goes to the bottom. And hey, I get free drive checks because I'm OCT. So here's one crit. Vanguard gains 10k crit. And then I go ahead and use Sasano now. Because he graciously gave me Counterblast. So I once again top check two and add it to hand. Crit and a draw. So guess I get 20k more. And I believe my Vanguard's swinging currently for 3 damage?
You put everything on Vanguard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Matsurasa's ability, attack, top check 3,
Oh look.
and another one. Oh wow, it's like I love hitting triggers. So now my Vanguard's hitting for 4 damage?
Yes.
See, honestly, I would just like yes, he has double heal guardians in hand, but I'll be honest, I'd rather just have kept a PG and Digi Heal Guardian.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would have made this turn so much easier.
But at the same time, I have a feeling it's because you saw him pitch the Heal Guardians that you stacked everything so hard on the Vanguard.
I mean, yes, when I saw Heal Guardians on it, 2 Heal Guardians in hand, I'm definitely stacking Vanguard.
Yeah.
So Heal Guardians, if I'm correct, gain 10k for the turn.
Yes.
So his Vanguard, him choosing 10k instead of -2 crit, he's trying to not die to a critical all effects rear guard.
Hmm.
So him giving 10k twice means that I have to hit 2 triggers, which I do not. and I go ahead and swing in, and he now can either take it or not. But I decided to swing rear guard because let's be real, OTT, I'm gonna hit a lot of defense. I'm gonna hit a lot of triggers.
Hmm.
So, Nick, what do you think about this ride, this entire turn that he's doing?
I think Shaharad's breakpoints were.
13.
It's just 13.
13 to restand to.
Got it.
He already hit the first one like 10 miles ago.
So, if memory serves correctly, I believe he was forced into this ride because he didn't have any other options.
He had number of terror.
I mean, between the two, I think he rushed Shaharad.
Hey, look, number of terror. Speaking of which,
Oh yeah, two of them.
yeah. I'll be honest. Like this line of play, I'm okay if he wants to do it, but I would him rather just go all out right here, like gung ho style. So he only has 10 cards in Soul, which is unfortunate.
Hmm.
Yeah, like these are just little weenie numbers. Oh, also, ladies and gents, like 20k shields matter here, not just the 15ks.
Yeah.
And him forgetting to tell me numbers actually matters.
I was about to
So,
say, why is he standing both of them?
because he's a broken player, dude. Also, I don't know why he did number terror so late. I'm pretty sure that card is for the turn, not for the battle. But hey.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed. Guess that's all triggers on my deck. Double Amaterasu. Let's go.
Is that a crit?
Yeah, that was a crit.
Yeah.
So, realistically, I should have put the crit on the Amaterasu because this threatens game.
Yeah.
But hey, I misplayed here. He guarded it anyways. So 25 plus 10, this 35. He can't guard it. 10, 20, 30. He's literally short. And he's telling me, oh yeah, that card's guard. I'm like, oh really? Wow, all of his Vanguard. I mean, I saw the top card with a Amaterasu. You really can't just say, what if he doesn't have a trigger on top?
Yeah.
So there you have it, ladies and gents. If you guys do like this recap, as we're or voiceover as we're reviewing games as you're watching, let us know in the comments below. If you don't like it, then once again let us know. And catch you next time, guys.